Since Mother's Day is this weekend, I figured I would do an ode to women. Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne from DariAwaken.com, and today, as I said, we are doing an ode to women. I'm not quite sure there's so much of a lesson in this. I just said I really want to do a video that is sort of celebrating women, and I want to talk about how women should celebrate women. And then I said, OMG, Mother's Day is in 2 days. So this is totally perfect. And it's perfect how Spirit knows so much more of how things are going than we do, and that we can just follow that little, bits of inspiration that we get, and it all works out perfectly and becomes sort of magical. And I have pink hair, so it's like super girly, and maybe that's a stereotype that pink is associated with girls, but whatevs. I'm a girly girl, I like pink, so I have pink hair, and I'm celebrating women today. So I think it's important for someone like me to make a video like this, because I was never the girl that liked girls. I was the girl that stole everybody's boyfriend. I was the girl that got in fistfights because I stole everybody's boyfriends. And I just always bumped heads with girls. I was never that girly girl. Like, you guys know, I curse a lot. I'm really down to earth. I'm just not super prissy. I used to always say, like, I'm super high maintenance, but I maintain myself. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, my high maintenance is like, I love having my hair done and all that, but I pay for myself and I do things myself. And I don't need anybody else to like live up to these insane expectations to please me. And I'm not high maintenance in that sense. So, and I don't really drink much, so it takes just a smidge to get me really drunk. So I'm a cheap date, okay? But I don't know, I think because of that, and I think because I'm not very easily offended, like I just always hung out with the boys, but I was always a girly girl, so a lot of girls were always very threatened by me, and I just always looked at girls as competition. And it was always about being desired by men more than the next girl. That's really what it was always about for me. And I'm talking about like my teenage years, my adolescence, so into like my early 20s. That's like being desired was not just being desired, being the most desirable was what was most important to me. And it was all about, that crazy societal competitive thing with women. And because of it, I really didn't click with a lot of women. Now, I have my girlfriends that I have grown up with. I'm still friends with them girls. But those girls were never, and you know what? We used to steal each other's boyfriends back in the day. And we used to fight over guys, and we did all that stuff, and some of us were competitive and all that. But, I just never clicked. And I know that a lot of you, because I know a lot of you are like me. I know that I attract a lot of people that are similar to me. So I know that a lot of you ladies out there were like me. And I think that society really pushes that women should be competitive, that, we watch the Real Housewives which are not Real Housewives, but we watch the Real Housewives, and they're all fighting and they're always going at it and they're cutting each other down. And it's just now that I look back on that, it's just a really terrible thing. So I wanted to just make this video to express to you, if you are that woman who feels that other women are extremely competitive, or you've just always had that kind of a relationship with women, I just want to give you hope. I want to inspire you. I want to show you what's possible and how my relationships with women have changed so much. And I'm going to tell you how they've changed first, and then I'm going to tell you why. What was the magic formula that really transformed my relationships with women? So if you flash forward to now, I have this beautiful circle of women, and even my relationships with the women that I grew up with, that I've known practically my whole life, our relationships have evolved. There's the competition isn't there anymore, and we really support each other. But I have this beautiful circle of women, and we lift each other up. When they are doing really well, I feel good for them, and vice versa. And there is not a lick of competition. And even if there is, and I've had this happen plenty of times, especially being a female entrepreneur and being that a lot of the women in my circle were all coaches. We all do the same exact thing, and technically we're competitors. So there have been times where I've sort of business-wise gone sort of neck and neck, like we're really similar with other women, and I've had those women come to me and say, you know, I'm feeling this weird sort of competitiveness, like my ego's kind of going a little crazy. And we were able to come together and talk about it and say, you know, I really want to support you, and I know that you're unique and I'm unique, and we're not competitors. That's not what it's about. We are companions in this, and I can't even think of the word right now, but you know, we are comrades. Is that what the word's? Camaraderie. This is a camaraderie rather than competition. And that's really what it's about. And nowadays it's just so beautiful. And I just want to encourage all of you, all throughout YouTube and all throughout the internet ethers, I want to encourage the power and the beauty and how much power, there's another word for it I can't even think of, but how much power there is in women celebrating women. And not just women saying we need to be celebrated, but women celebrating women. And for us to say, you know, when some of us, like, you know what? Yesterday I was curled up on the kitchen floor crying my eyes out because I was stressed out, and I was, you know, I'm a single mom and I have a brand new baby, and she's going through a weird thing where she's been crying a lot, and you know, I'm fighting with the baby daddy and things like that. And you know, I want to be able to say that on YouTube and have people support each other and not say, well, you're a bad mom and you need to get it together and and we're all who's a better mom than who, and we're talking behind each other's backs and and it doesn't have to be like that. You know, that I know that I can call my friends and say, girl, I had a nervous breakdown yesterday and shit is crazy. And I trust that they're not gonna go and talk behind my back. They're not gonna look at me any differently, that they're gonna lift me up and they're gonna say, this isn't you. You had a moment, you know? You had a moment, and now you're gonna get back to you because you're a powerful woman. And I think that when you look back in history, and I don't wanna get too much like, feminist, you know, I want to definitely point out that this isn't like a bash men, that women are better, anything like that kind of a video at all. I'm a woman, so I see it firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand that women need to start celebrating themselves. And I know that through what I was going to say is through history that we've really, we've gotten our power. We've given up our power. We've allowed our power to be ripped away from us, and we allowed it to happen. And we allowed the stripping of our power to separate us. And the thing about women is that love is our greatest power. love. And so unity is our greatest power. And to be able to be a woman in this day and age, in any day and age, but this day and age, and stand tall and bright and beautiful, and be able to stand next to your sisters, your sister friends, as Oprah calls them, but to be able to stand next to your sister and allow her to stand in her bright, beautiful light, and both of you can be these powerful women standing in your own light, and you can celebrate one another. It's a beautiful thing. And so I want to talk about how I was able to do that, and I hope that that inspires you a little bit to say, wow, I want a circle of women like that. I want to be able, because I'm telling you right now, girl, women need other women. We need each other. As women, you know, we take on so much. This day and age, we now are women building these huge corporations and raising children at the same time. And I'm a single mom, so a lot of us are single moms raising children on our own. And not to say that that's any harder or not or whatever, I'm not comparing anything, but I'm saying that we're just taking on these huge feats, and we need one another, because it's wonderful to have, if you have a husband, if you have a mate in your life that could be your backbone, that can really help and support you. But to have a circle of women, it's just the most nurturing thing on the planet. And it's what we as women do best, is we nurture one another. We nurture the world. We nurture the planet. I feel like our men fight for our planet. Our men are the protectors. That's what it is. Our men protect. And not just the men and the women, but the divine feminine and the divine masculine, which all of us have. But to really embrace your feminine power and your female energy as a woman, and to really master knowing what that is within yourself, it's beautiful to be able to have that kind of relationship with other women. So that just leads right into how I was able to develop relationships like this now, having come from this whole other spectrum of looking and seeing women as competitive and trying to always one up the next girl and have to break other people, tear other people down in order to get ahead in life. And you know, it's all this mental facade. But how I was able to do that was finding myself and really standing in my truth and getting really rooted in that. So doing the things that I love, discovering things about myself, becoming myself, and in the becoming of myself, each and every moment of this life, I am in the process of becoming, and it's a beautiful process. And you know, everything from my style has changed from when I was younger. I'm not as afraid to be myself now. Through finding that, and through gaining real confidence and acts of self-love and discovering myself, I really was able to let go of comparing myself to the outside world, you know? So I'm able to have pink hair and look this way and wear something a little funky because that's the style that I love, and go out with some friends that may be plain Janes, or I have other friends that are like super artsy and crazy and super out there, and I can feel completely comfortable with being exactly who I am, wearing the clothes that I have on, having my hair the way I have it, the tattoos the way I have it. And I don't just mean the outside. I'm talking about the outside appearance because I think that's more tangible and easier for you to understand. But for me, the outside appearance is merely a reflection of the inside. I've become more of myself. I've become so much more comfortable with who I am as a woman. I even took a female energy class, which I talked about is the one that I'm pretty sure how I got knocked up. Immaculate conception. I'll tell that story another time. But I tapped into my personal female energy, and I think that there's this societal idea of female energy, and then there is your own very specific, unique thumbprint of female energy that deserves to be explored and celebrated. And when you become super uber comfortable with yourself, you then are able to give into a relationship with other women and not feel that competitiveness, and you start to attract women that have that same confidence within themselves, you know? And I've always been a pretty confident person, but there was a lot of false confidence in that, because I thought, well, because I look good and because I'm sexy, or because that man wants me more than he wants you and I'm getting more attention, that was where my confidence came from. Where nowadays my confidence comes from within. I know who I am. I know that I'm a loving being. I know that I'm an intelligent woman. I know that I'm talented. I know what I'm capable of. I'm not, you know, I'm not completely confident 100% of the time, all the time, but I'm okay with the fact that I'm human. You know, I just really feel comfortable with myself. So I want to celebrate, you know, this Mother's Day weekend. I want to celebrate myself as a mama. I want to celebrate myself as a mama of 2 daughters, raising 2 women to be able to celebrate women and celebrate themselves. I want to celebrate you guys and all of the women, and if there are men watching this, I hope that this can inspire you and give you a little bit of insight for the women in your life, and maybe you can even inspire beautiful relationships like this. I just think that I want to just sprinkle that little bit of inspiration for you on this beautiful Freedom Friday, 2 days before Mother's Day 2016, and yeah, that's it. So write down in the comments below some of the beautiful benefits that you may have received from the circle of women in your life and the beautiful relationships with other women that you may have. Even talk about maybe some of the struggles that you had with relationships and women and how you turned it around. And of course, if you have any questions at all ever, I love doing Freedom Friday Q&As. So write your questions down in the comments below, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go to DarianeAwaken.com in the contact section and just shoot me a little email of whatever question you may have, and I will generalize it and make a video for you if I can, if I feel that it's something that the rest of the world really needs to know, and if I have an answer, because I don't have all the answers, but the good spirit guides provide me with everything we all need to know. So there it is. As always, follow me all throughout social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Darienne Empire. I got lots of fun stuff all over there, lots of daily inspiration, pictures of my baby, my beautiful Meadow Rylan, and my oldest daughter, Kylie True. Sometimes she doesn't really like pictures these days because mom's not as cool as she used to be, but go do that. And of course, subscribe, and you will get one of these videos every single week on Freedom Friday. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Happy Mother's Day. Make sure you tell your mamas you love them, and all your sister mamas. I love you guys. Bye-bye.